All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our very first Smart Desktop AI Zoom call that we're having here. Everyone on here, all of us on here, we're all exactly the same. Somebody shared a concept about an email marketing campaign that could be run through artificial intelligence. And I'm going to share with you guys just a little bit about my background, how I even got to be right here to be able to assist and help with this channel for the company. And I'll keep that brief. That's not what's most important, but just so you have a little bit of background, a little bit of context, have a couple other people on here. One, the very first person who ever signed into the program as well. You're going to get a chance to hear from him, and another person who just joined in and is building a really big team as well very quickly. Get a chance to hear from both of them. I think here's the first thing that I would say on the front end is I'm an entrepreneur. And I've been in business for a long, long time. I've done a lot of different type of business. Networking has been my primary focus over time. I've owned my own companies, have built very big teams over time as well. And just very excited about things that can help people to be more effective, more efficient at marketing. I'm not a technology person. I know just enough on the surface to have conversations, but I couldn't tell you anything in depth. There's nothing in depth that I could tell you when it comes to technology. So the thing that I would say is the one thing I think everybody understands, as a matter of fact, some of you on here may be really, really already in depth into AI. And if you are, congratulations. No question, you're like the innovator of the innovator. If you look at the Rogers bell curve of product adoption, the innovators are always the one on the far left-hand corner, the far left-hand side of that graph. And they're the ones that they get into everything before anybody does. They're just in first. And where we are right now is we with AI in general, my belief is that we're on that far left-hand corner of the graph. We are still at the tip, the very tip of the innovator. So it's just exciting to see what's going on, where we're headed and what's going on. This channel here is an affiliate channel. There's also an enterprise channel to the company. I don't have anything to do with that side of it as well. What we're also going to look to do is connect potentially with some of you all that potentially have some AI experience. You know, the open ability for collaboration. That's what AI is all about, is the ability to bring people together, to collaborate, to grow, to expand. But coming back onto the marketing side, guys, the one thing that I would say is first thing about this program, it's in its infancy. You know, for like regular talk, like people who are not technology people, and you've probably seen this before where companies roll out a project or a program and it's version 1.0, version 1.1, 1.2. When I first heard about this, I didn't know exactly where it was. And I don't believe where we are today that it's even version 1.0. I believe it's like version 0.2, version 0.2. And I believe that's really where this is. So to say that we're early is incredibly early. What happened with me, I've got a good friend that I've worked with for years. He shared this with me. I love the concept. I said, I don't know much about AI, but I like the concept, anything that can help anybody in marketing to reach out to more people. I said, I like that. The other thing I said is whether I'm technology driven or not, I know that technology is only going to be integrated more and more into the world of business. And with AI, it's going to become even that much more integrated and even that much faster. And so to be able to be in a position, not only today, but in the future, now is the time to start getting your feet wet. It's like dipping your toe in the water. If you're standing by the beach or you're standing by a pool and you dip your toe in the water, that's the thing that I would say is where we are right now. We literally have the ability to dip our toe in the water. Hang tight, guys. There we go. Somebody hit a control thing and it popped up here on us. And so that's where I see where we are right now. I got a chance then to talk to the number one, literally the number one affiliate in the company, Corey, and we're going to talk to him in just a minute. Many of you have probably seen his videos on the project. Probably most every one of you probably at least will know the face and recognize him, which is fantastic. And so I talked to Corey and he told me about it. I said, well, you know, that was at the time where it was $187 a month. And I said, this makes sense if I can reach 50 people a day, every single day. And I know early on that what I have read about AI is that, you know, the great thing about AI is it has the ability to continually improve, continually evolve, continually learn. So I understood coming in early that this is where we'd be. We'd be part of the process of helping to bring this to market, be part of the process of helping it to learn, helping it to grow, helping it to become more efficient, more effective, and to really get better and better results over time. And that excited me. I do enjoy being first. Some people, it's not for them. I do enjoy being first. The other thing is I have multiple businesses like many people. You know, I've built a network marketing business. I've got a a student loan debt and or say payment elimination business. I've got a number of different things that I'm involved with. And when I saw this, I said, this can apply to pretty much any business. If you're marketing something, this can apply to any business that you market. And in today's world where it's only going to get more crowded, there's going to be more people that are putting more messages out. I believe that the ones that win the most in the future are going to be the ones that harness the power of technology to give them advantage. On the other hand, what I would say is anybody that's thinking that they're going to start to use a system like this today, and maybe even any time in the near future, and be able to just put it on autopilot and sit back and not do anything yourself, I think that's going to be a major, major mistake. It's not looking to take away from your regular marketing efforts. It's looking to supplement that. It's looking to add to that and enhance that. And based on the conversations I had with the people at the company, they said absolutely, as this rolls out, and once you get the ability to go into your dashboard and you can set up your program to run for whatever it is that you're marketing, then as that continues to move forward, you'll have the ability to add some keywords, change a few things. So you start to kind of script it and you give it even more intelligence to run the way that you want it to run. So again, kind of backing up, we're extremely early, probably a lot earlier than I thought, and probably a lot earlier than anybody thinks. That's either going to be something beneficial to you or it's not. And for the people you talk to, it's either going to be beneficial or it's not. Not everybody's cut out to be in that place. Some people are, some people are not. What I back up to saying, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, it's $20. You know, we're not talking about $200, not talking about $2,000. It's $20. As numerous people I've talked to, they say you can't even go out to dinner for one person at just a regular place and pay $20 or less, right? So again, take it in context, guys. The one thing that when I talked to the company, I actually had a few conversations because I had questions like everybody else. And I just wanted more information. And then what I came to realize is really how early on this is. But I love the concept. And so a couple things that I'll share with you is actually one of the principals in the company reached out to me and said, with your background in networking, with your background in team building, with your background in understanding of affiliate and networking and marketing domestically and globally, we need somebody that can help facilitate that. Could you put together like some communication channels? And I said, well, Telegram is my preferred channel. We'll put that together. And can you host some Zoom meetings? They said, as soon as we get the main focal points of the system up and running, we'll want to do some training. They've brought a person on part-time that'll be expanding over time to be doing training on the system. Of course, everything will be recorded and they'll have video for everything that is needed. That's going to be a one-time type of thing that it's in video. And then when there are new additions that come out or any extras that are added in, can redo the training and put that up. And that way it'll be set for everybody 24/7, 365. Just like the AI will be working for us 24/7, 365, we'll be able to set that training available for anybody anywhere around the world. Everything will be in English at the moment. So everything is going to be in English for now. Can't say over time when or where that might change. I imagine it will. Again, I'm not an owner in the company. I'm not a technology guy. I'm not programming. They just reached out to me and asked if I would help to put this together and work with some of the other people who are building significant teams as well. As far as some of the questions that people have asked on the front end, people have asked, well, how can I get support? So I put the most recent current updated support link in the Telegram channel. I just put that in right before we had this call. So that's in there. I'll put it in again and get it pinned to the top. So you'll have that at the top. Also, a lot of people have asked about email and more importantly, access to their password reset. And the company asked for us to, anybody can email in any support ticket. If they're not getting their password reset right, they said, wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow, supposedly by mid to late afternoon, there's going to be a new one-step authentication process that's going to be set up, which is going to make it easier for people. And you've used these many times before. You know, you go somewhere and you'll put in your email and then it'll send you an email. So you go to your login, sends you an email, then it'll give you a code and you got to put it in and then voila, you're in. For many reasons, technically speaking, from what they told me, that's a much, much better way to do that, a much, much better way to do that. So that's going to take place. Also, I know quite a few people have been trying to get in touch with them. They're definitely behind on that, but working to get caught up as fast as they can. So just have as much patience as you can. Hopefully, most of that will be cleared up by tomorrow. Hopefully. So a couple things about the model, everybody, is I know that probably one of the biggest questions people have is about funding the program. And so there are two sides to this model. And what I'm doing is reiterating everything that was told to me, no different. You could, matter of fact, be sitting in my seat if you were the one that had the experience and you were the one that reached out to. And so you have the conversation and they share everything with you. And so you bring it in and share it here. So one of the things that I was shared about the model is, number one, there is our division, which is the affiliate division. Then number two, there's an enterprise division. And a lot of the experience of one of the primary programmers and owners of the company comes from that area, has a lot of background in working in small to mid-sized businesses, enterprise business. And so that's going to be specifically revenue generating business along with investment money that has come in as well. Now, ideally, they don't want to dip into the investment money to fund any of the affiliate side. If they need to, that's a possibility. But what they're hoping to do is fund everything through primarily early on through the enterprise side. And then once the initial first version for the email client is put out for us, the AI client for the email, then they look to continually bringing out additional services that will come on top of that. And those services will be fee-based services for those that have a need for it. So the idea is to look to grow this, to evolve this, to become a suite of products and services, all AI driven, to help business owners based on what their personal need is, based on the personal business that they have themselves. So that kind of gives you a little bit of the gist of this. As far as the program, probably sometime later this week or early next week, you'll be seeing live information inside of the dashboard. If you're in the dashboard right now, that's just placeholder information. I had a few people that have reached out to me and said, you know, are those the people I have? Are those my numbers? No, they're not. That's just placeholder information. They wanted to share the dashboard to let you see that. And what'll happen is they said that modules will start coming online. And once they do a lot of reconciliation, then what'll happen is the real numbers that you personally have will appear in there for people that you have referred. And then you'll start to see genealogy, which would be 2 levels. Again, this is not a multi-level marketing company, not a network marketing company. This is strictly literally just a 2-level traditional affiliate program. So that everybody knows what this is. I've had a few people ask, they say, well, you know, can I get in trouble? Will this hurt me with another company? No, you're not. You're not cross-recruiting. You're not recruiting into another multi-level marketing company. They're 2 total separate animals. So just felt it's important to share some of those points on the front end. The first pay, the company is set to pay the very first pay on the 10th of August. So everything that is produced during the month of July to be paid on the 10th of August. So that's the first day that is set up for that. Let me see real quick if there are any other notes on here, guys. Then I want to bring a couple other people on here. There we go. All righty. Yes, I knew there was one more thing. People would ask about multiple campaigns. When it first turns on, you'll be able to have one campaign to start, but then the plan is to open that up to multiple campaigns. Some people have asked, well, you know, should I buy multiple AIs? No, you shouldn't do that. There will be the availability for you to have multiple campaigns. So there's no need to buy multiple ones. Then you're logging into 3 different dashboards, have to go 3 different places or 2 or whatever you may have a need for. My personal feeling, and again, obviously it's your business, your life, you do what you want. My personal feeling is to let version 1.0 get fully up and operational. And then at that point, then decide if you want to move into a second one or if you want to keep everything inside of one. Information and knowledge is power, and having that will make a big difference. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is I want to bring on 2 people first. One is I want to bring on a gentleman who I've just recently had a chance to meet, but entrepreneur, an amazing guy, tons of drive, tons of energy, just loves entrepreneurship, very new in this, and has been sharing with quite a few people. Bradley, are you here, Mr. Bradley Opendale?
Hey, what's up, Scotty?
Hey, brother, how you doing? How you doing?
Doing good. Just like you, didn't this came across my desk. Oh man, a few days ago. At first I wasn't interested. I said I'm not. It's not on my wheelhouse. I want to do something. You know, I'm doing something else. And that's the thing is being excited and the FOMO. Like it's free information, and that's how I've been promoting it to people. It's free information. I'm not forcing it down anybody's throat. Like you mentioned, it's $20 one time. As I've said before, spent $20 a couple weeks ago on a large pizza. Can't even get an extra large for 20. But $20 pizza, and all I got back in return was heartburn and indigestion and gas. So, but yeah, I'm excited for this journey. My friend befriended a woman named Ashley, and we've got to know each other. That's a beautiful thing about network marketing, affiliate marketing, all this. Learning something new, AI, from what everybody can see, is starting to come out. Starting to hear a lot with Chat GBT and all this other stuff. I don't know anything about it either. I'm excited for the journey, but one saying or one quote that I learned a long time in network marketing was, "Say yes, tell the world, then figure it out." So, but a lot of times what comes with that is high price points, right? 100, 200, 500, thousands of dollars. I mean, $20. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. And you just got to promote it the right way, guys. I mean, just it is the wild, wild west right now. We kind of got to police each other up. Don't go out there saying the wrong things, or I got 10 spots left and that's it, or the first this many, or it's $20. There's no need to finagle people. Be honest. Chain of command, to reach out to the person who brought you in, figure out how to promote it. I'm sure Scotty will be having some marketing materials down the road, right? But other than that, I'm excited for the journey. I'm just like you all, happy to be here, happy to help moderate and see where this journey takes us. So thanks, buddy.
Hey, Bradley, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you sharing that on here. And now what I want to do is I want to bring on numero uno, the very first person who was aware of this, the very first person who said yes to this, and the very first person who shared it with someone. And actually, it was a person he shared it with that shared it with me. Again, you've probably seen him on the video. So, hey, Corey, you unmute, brother, come on in here. And why don't you share a little bit of the background, how you got involved and what you see in this, and just anything that you feel you want to share.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm excited to be here. This is an incredible opportunity. And I met the development team just before Christmas of last year, and we've kind of been working together. Not like officially owning and running a business together, but like kind of how a lot of us do. We start talking to people who have like interests, and you just start going and you start talking and you start working and you get excited about things. And so that's kind of what we did. And when this had kind of a soft launch initially, we were selling this for $187 a month, and it was still a no-brainer at $187 a month, which is crazy, right? And then when we changed the price, so I was talking with one of the main owner guys, and I'd just been out of town for a couple of days, and I got back, and he's like, "I need to talk to you." And I thought, "Oh, is this good news or bad news?" I wasn't sure. I was getting these text messages that seemed really urgent, and we were going to talk the next morning to have a meeting about smart desktop AI. And he just sent me a couple more text messages and said, "No, I actually need to talk to you this evening on Sunday," which I usually don't do any work on Sunday. I try to just hang out with the family and, do church things and stuff like that. But I got on the phone with him and he's like, "I need you to sit down." And I thought, "Oh, this is bad news. This sounds like it's really bad news." And he said, "Okay, if you don't sit down, you'll probably fall over, but we have been able to figure it out so that we're changing the price from $187 a month to a one-time $20 activation fee." And I was like, "What? How?" So lots of questions came up, and then it was explained that there was some funding and there's plans on how to make this a freemium model, like how OpenAI started out. And he continued and said, "But the commissions are staying the same," which was the craziest part about this. So I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. I'd already been talking to a couple other big leaders, and they were excited and had been talking to other people about the 187 a month, because what this AI is going to do, it's definitely worth that. So when I had another meeting with one of these big leaders that I had talked to, and I told him what the new price was, he like almost lost it. And I've never heard anyone say this before, but he said he was smiling so big he was eating bananas sideways, which was, I wrote it down, so I'm gonna say that because I really like that saying. But we're really excited about this. This is a blue ocean. If you haven't heard what a blue ocean is, there's a book about it, Blue Ocean, Red Ocean. And a blue ocean is where you have an opportunity where there's very little competition. I know there's a lot of AI companies out there, but a lot of these AI companies are doing little kind of gimmicky things. I mean, you can create videos and you can do that specifically and it'll do well at that. Or you can, have it help you write an email, or it can summarize an email. There's a million tools out there everywhere, and it's so overwhelming. And what sets Smart Desktop AI apart from all of the thousands of other tools is it uses a simple interface where everyone uses this every day, and it's email, and everyone's familiar with it. And that's what I think is really important, is because we're hitting an area that everyone already knows how to use and is really easy to use. And the AI is just going to take that and help automate it. And that is one huge thing that sets apart everything else. And if you look at OpenAI, when they first launched, I started binging on YouTube videos, getting updates, just staying up until 1 or 2 in the morning, just watching videos and getting a pulse on what was going on, because this is changing the world. Every day there's updates, every day there's crazy stuff going on. And then subscribing to newsletters to get an update on what's going on. And Smart Desktop AI is at the very cutting front, the very edge, where it's focused on doing work for you, not just assisting you. And that's what's really exciting. So definitely excited about this. It is a blue ocean, and having an AI do work for you and helping you make money. And with this this compensation plan, this affiliate model, it's time to spread the word. And don't worry about knowing all the details. We want positive, excited, ambitious people to help to spread the word, and you'll be rewarded very handsomely. Those that are maybe complaining or are worried about little nitpicky things and are not being positive, you're going to get passed up. I'm just telling you straight up. Those that are just sharing it and figuring out along the way, like Scotty said, you're going to do very, very well. So I'm excited to be here. I'm glad that so many people joined this meeting. I think, we'll be able to open it up to a higher limit the next meeting that we do, right? Where it's 1,000 or more. But it's really cool to see the excitement. You can tell there's a need for it with everybody on here. We love the positive comments and the patience, because it's going to be a bumpy road. But if you're to jump in when everything is fine-tuned and everything is perfect, you've missed it. So now is the time. Now and the next few months from now is the best, most incredible time to be a part of this, because it's going to change the world. Oh, you're muted, Scotty.
There we go. I was going to say, thank you so much for sharing that. I know you've been around this a lot longer than I have. And it's just great to team up with you and with Bradley and with everybody else on here, guys. And I do want to reiterate that as well. We can't say it enough that you are one of the first, one of the very first, and we are part of the process. Again, this is not for everybody right now. Being an innovator is not for everybody. If you go back to Microsoft, which I know is like old school, but the very first product they put out didn't work. I mean, it did barely. And look at them today. So you have to have some vision for the future. The thing that I would say is, just like what Corey said, pay attention to what's going on in the news with AI. You may not understand a lot of it. I don't understand most of it, but just as you start to be aware of that, just look at AI in the news and just see how much is going on there. Also, what I want you to take a look at is see how much money is being poured into it. It's the number one largest area of venture capital investment in Silicon Valley and really all around the world. Entire countries are running at AI. Not to be political by any means. I've got my personal views. You can enjoy yours, but one of the things I do, I believe, if I'm going to make a decision on my country, which is the United States of America, I like to watch both of the conventions and hear what both people say to give me the ability to listen and discern where I feel I want to go. And one of the things I found interesting when I was watching some of the Republican convention is they had the governor of North Dakota on. And if you're from the United States, North Dakota is kind of in the middle of our country, in the very north, right next to Canada. It's mostly agriculture. And it was interesting because he was talking, he said, a lot of people think that just because we're in agriculture mostly that we're unsophisticated. He said, and he was talking about AI, and he was talking about AI with energy, talking about AI with agriculture, talking about AI with so many different areas, and how that's already being integrated in and utilized at the levels that it is inside of their agriculture industry there in North Carolina. And he was talking about how it keeps track with what's going on with competition in countries like Brazil or Asia, different parts of Asia. It's just amazing. He said, when people think of farmers, they never think of farmers using AI, but they are. And so, this is where we are right now. All I can say is either it's going to be for you or it's not. The one thing you'll find from me, and I know from Corey and I know from Brad and anybody else, because we're going to have more people integrated in, it's a community, is what we're going to do is everything that we get from the company, we're going to share everything we have. We're going to always share openly, honestly, and with integrity. You've got that as a word. You say you heard it here, right here. All we can do is share what we have, but you must, and Corey said it perfectly, you must have some patience, you must have some patience. This is for the innovators. This is for the people that want to be in and get a chance to share and take advantage. And again, it's only $20. But the other thing too, guys, remember, is with accounts, the more accounts that we have, the more ability we provide a company to show investors, look at the growth that we're having. And that's such a huge part of what this is going to be all about, because somebody's going to capture that market segment for the small to mid-sized businesses. Somebody's going to capture it for the home-based business type people, whether it's influencers, affiliate marketers, network marketers, digital marketing experts, all the different ones that fall into those categories. These are the people that are going to be captured by a market. And like Corey pointed out, utilizing email as a front end piece, it just flat makes sense. A couple things that I know when I did talk to one of the principals about this, they said that early on it's a general database, but they're going to be acquiring more and more databases, and the ability over time to be able to start to get specifically targeted and focused into specific databases will be a part of that. Now, that might be a service that you pay for. Obviously, if you know anything about leads, some people love leads, some people hate leads, no matter where you are on that spectrum. But you'll know there's leads you can go out there and buy that are literally for like a penny a piece or a few cents a piece. But then you can go get leads that are 10, 15, or depending on the industry, even more dollars, US dollars per lead. So when you take a look at that, it literally lets you know, where do you want to be? How focused, how targeted, how specific? Obviously, the more you pay, the better chance of consummating a transaction with one of those leads is. But the less you pay, the more people you reach out to. So it just depends on what your personal strategy is. Anyways, just so great to be here with you guys. I know there's tons of questions, which we could answer every single one of them. A lot of them we don't have the answers to just yet, but we will work on getting that. One of the things we're going to work on doing is getting an option to submit some Q&A that we can start to kind of aggregate some of that as well and see if we can help along the way. But the biggest thing, and I can't overemphasize this, and again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Fortunately, it was $20, not $2,000. If now is not the time, just step back a little bit. Just step back a look. Nobody is, you notice we didn't even push on here like saying, go share, go get everybody you can. It's going to be your decision, right? You'll get a chance to do that. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I am going to stop the recording, and I do want to do a little Q&A as much as we can. And Corey, Brad, if you guys, I know especially Corey, you've been around a lot longer, help out in any we can. This will give us an opportunity to do a little more interfacing on here, and then obviously be able to take that back into the principles of the company. But let me stop the recording on here. And first off, let me say thanks again. Thanks for everybody being here. It's great to have you guys with us tonight, and super excited about the future and the possibility. And for all of us to imagine, of the almost 8 billion people on the planet, we've got 500 people in the Zoom. There'll probably be another couple thousand that watch this. And that's it, that's all that knows about this so far. But first year we hit a million customers. Make no mistake, the VC money, all the money that'll be pouring into this thing, and the better we do, the more we give them the possibility to secure more funding. The more funding they have, the more they can continue to develop and add into this, and also the better chance for an affiliate program to run even longer. It all is a dovetail type of environment. So thanks again so much for being here. Make sure to get any of your people into the Telegram group. That's where we will keep informing people as much as we can on all things smart desktop AI. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hang tight.